Hello everyone. Welcome back to Etihad Breaking. Today, we've got the latest updates Manchester City, but before we dive in, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a moment of Man City news. Let's get started. Pep Guardiola raises Ederson doubts amid Man City transfer talks. Pep Guardiola has changed his stance on Ederson starting in goal over the last week amid uncertainty over the goalkeeper's future. Pep Guardiola admitted doubts over Ederson's future at Manchester City as he refused to confirm he would start against Tottenham. Ederson has been City's number one for 8 years, but interest from Galatasaray in signing him this summer has intensified over the last fortnight. Guardiola insisted that Ederson would start the Premier League opener against Wolves last weekend, only for the Brazilian to be struck down with gastroenteritis in the minutes between that claim and City getting on the bus to travel to Molineux. James Trafford played instead and impressed with a clean sheet on his debut for the club. He has rejoined after 2 years at Burnley. Ederson has trained all week and is available to start against Spurs on Saturday. However, a week on, Guardiola was unwilling to make the same promise that his number one would be playing as long as he was fit. We see tomorrow. We see who trains good. We'll talk with Javi Mancisidor, goalkeeping coach, and we'll see he said it's happened at all the clubs that until after next weekend, after Brighton, when the transfer window is over, then okay. Now it starts. Guardiola spoke about the situation with Manchester City goalkeepers. Manchester City head coach Joseph Guardiola clarified the situation with the team's goalkeepers ahead of the Premier League second-round match against Tottenham. It should be recalled that in the season's opening game, James Trafford guarded the Citizens' goal. Stefan Ortega remained on the bench and Ederson was not even included in the squad list, who will be in the starting lineup. We will decide in the evening after dinner. New players always bring strength and new ideas. James brought youth and the desire to play to his boyhood club. We are pleased with his performance in the first round, but it was only a debut. Now we need to maintain stability and show an even better game against Tottenham, said Guardiola at the same time. He also spoke about possible transfers. I don't know. For now, these players are ours. We will see what happens. I think some changes may take place in the near future. For reference, Ederson has recovered from illness and may play in the second round. Earlier, he missed the match against Wolverhampton 4.0 due to gastroenteritis. It was also reported that the 32-year-old goalkeeper is close to a move to Galatasaray. Earlier, the media reported that Manchester City was holding direct negotiations with PSG regarding the transfer of Italian goalkeeper Gianluigi Donnarumma. 3 players are set to return from Manchester City for their clash with Tottenham. 3 players are set to return from Manchester City for their clash with Tottenham. Manchester City take on Tottenham Hotspur today at the Etihad Stadium. Today's match is Manchester City's first home game of the 25-26 Premier League season. They will come up against a new-look Tottenham side under manager Thomas Frank. Typically, Thomas Frank's Brentford sides have given City trouble on occasions. It would be expected that Spurs will provide a stern test for Pep Guardiola's side on the injury front. Pep Guardiola revealed yesterday that 3 key players are set to be available for selection for today's match. That is a boost for Manchester City ahead of the match. Rodri, Phil Foden, and Ederson are available for selection for today's match. Speaking ahead of Manchester City's clash with Tottenham yesterday, Pep Guardiola revealed that Rodri and Phil Foden were set to return to his squad for today's match. The pair missed last weekend's 4-0 win over Wolves. Guardiola added that Mateo Kovacic and Savino will miss the match against Tottenham. Josko Guardiola is also out of today's match, despite returning to training this week. Pep Guardiola explained Rodri and Phil Foden were out last game, but for just the reason of lack of training and rhythm, they didn't travel to Palermo. They were not ready for 90 minutes against Wolves, but they are ready for tomorrow. Mateo Kovacic, Josko, Gvardiol, and Savino are out. Pep Guardiola has also confirmed that Ederson is available for the match against Spurs. The Brazilian international missed last weekend's match due to illness. A decision over whether or not James Trafford will start in goal or Ederson will take his place has yet to be made. Who starts for Manchester City will be worth keeping an eye on before kickoff, with Phil Foden, Rodri, and Ederson back in contention for today's match. It will be interesting to see who starts at the Etihad Stadium. It would seem unlikely that Rodri would start. The Spanish international needs to continue working his way back to full fitness. Foden could be in the same boat as Rodri. Ederson could replace James Trafford in goal, but that would be a harsh call on Trafford given how well he played at Molineux. Another news: Donnarumma leaves PSG and heads to Manchester City. It has become clear that the career of Paris Saint-Germain main goalkeeper Gianluigi Donnarumma in Paris is coming to an end. Despite having 1 year left on his contract, the Italian keeper is expected to leave the team and move to one of the leaders of the English Premier League. According to reputable sources, Donnarumma will continue his career next season as part of Manchester City. Negotiations about this transfer have been ongoing for several weeks, and in the end, the clubs have come close to reaching an agreement. According to the information, PSG's management demanded a transfer fee of 45 to 50 million euros for their goalkeeper. However, insider Alfredo Pedalar reported that City did not agree with such a price and indicated that they would not spend that much money on the player. As a result of the negotiations, Manchester City agreed to pay half of the demanded sum. This amounts to approximately 22 to 25 million euros. PSG officials consider this decision appropriate, since Donnarumma, who receives a high salary, could become a free agent next season and leave the club absolutely for free. Therefore, the Paris club preferred to earn a certain amount from his transfer now. Thus, another major deal is about to happen in the summer transfer market. Donnarumma's move to England will be a loss for PSG, but City will gain significant strength in their goalkeeper line. Fans are eagerly awaiting the official announcement in the coming days. Manchester City defender Ruben Dias extends contract till 2029. Ruben Dias has made more than 200 appearances for City and won 9 trophies during his 5 seasons at the Etihad Stadium. Defender Ruben Dias has signed a new 4-year contract to commit his future to Manchester City. The defender has been a key part of the club's recent success, and this new agreement keeps him at the club until the summer of 2029. Dias joined City in September 2020 from his boyhood club, Benfica, and has gone on to become a rock in the center of their defense. Dias has made more than 200 appearances for City and won 9 trophies during his 5 seasons at the Etihad Stadium, including 4 Premier League titles and a Champions League, collecting a host of individual awards along the way. I'm incredibly happy today. I'm so proud to represent this great club City, or where I want to be at the top of the sport, competing for trophies. The club's ambition aligns perfectly with mine, and as a footballer, there is nothing better than that. Man City handed double injury. Bustila provides update ahead of Tottenham clash. Manchester City have been handed a double injury boost after Pep Guardiola confirmed Rodri and Phil Foden are available to face Tottenham. The midfield pair watched on from the stands at Molineux last weekend as Man City got their Premier League campaign off to a fine start by thrashing Wolves 4-0. Rodri is still easing his way back to fitness after missing the majority of last season with an ACL injury. His last outing was the Club World Cup round of 16 loss to Al Hilal at the beginning of July. Meanwhile, Foden had been struggling with an ankle issue, which also caused him to miss City's pre-season trip to Palermo a week before the league season began. Speaking ahead of Man City's first home game of the new season, Guardiola revealed he expects to welcome back Rodri and Foden for the visit of Thomas Frank's side. He said Rodri and Phil Foden were not available for the last game they were out, but it was just because of a lack of training they are ready for tomorrow. Mateo Kovacic, Josko, Gavardio and Savino are the only ones that are out. Man City goalkeeper Ederson, who has been linked with a move away from the Etihad Stadium, is also fit after he too missed the win over Wolves because of illness. However, Guardiola is undecided if the Brazilian will earn an immediate recall at the expense of summer signing James Trafford, who kept a clean sheet on his senior debut for the club. "We will decide tomorrow or tonight after dinner," Guardiola added. "I am happy with him. The new players always bring a new energy, and James brings his youth and desire to play for the club he grew up at. I said many times it was just his first game. We just have to be consistent, and we have to better and improve." Claudio Echeverri given surprise boosters. Bayer Leverkusen unveil Man City ace. Claudio Echeverri has been handed the number 9 shirt by Bayer Leverkusen after he completed a season-long loan move to the Bundesliga side. Leverkusen swooped in to beat Borussia Dortmund to the temporary signature of the Manchester City youngster, and they have shown their faith in the 19-year-old by handing him one of the key shirt numbers available. That wraps up today's breaking updates from the Etihad. Pep's goalkeeper dilemma, Donnarumma's possible arrival, Ruben Dias securing his future, and City's injury boosts ahead of Tottenham. It's all shaping up to be an exciting week for the Blues. Let me know in the comments, should Ederson keep his spot, or has James Trafford earned his chance to stay number one? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss the latest Manchester City breaking news, right here on Etihad Breaking. Until next time, keep the blue flag flying high.